The most famous race in the world is also the most dangerous, and it's a miracle it still exists. The Monaco Grand Prix is a chaotic spectacle of speed and glamour, but it's also a death trap. The narrow streets and tight corners have claimed the lives of several drivers, and yet, the race continues to be the crown jewel of the F1 calendar. So why do they keep racing there? The answer is a complex mix of history, money, and tradition. This is the story of how the world's most dangerous race became the most prestigious, and why it's a miracle it hasn't been banned. What's the most insane Monaco moment you remember?
F1 used to be a death sport. And the 1970s were the deadliest decade in its history. With 12 drivers killed in just 10 years, the sport was facing a crisis. But what made this era so dangerous? The cars were becoming faster and more powerful, but the safety standards were lagging behind. The tracks were lined with trees and buildings, and the cars were little more than fuel tanks with wheels. This is the story of F1's darkest decade, and the heroes who risked their lives for the love of the sport. How did F1 go from being a death sport to one of the safest in the world? The answer is a story of tragedy, innovation, and a relentless pursuit of safety.
Ayrton Senna's death was not an accident. It was a conspiracy. That's what many fans believe, and the evidence is shockingly compelling. The official story is that Senna crashed due to a steering column failure, but there are many who believe that there was a more sinister explanation. From the mysterious circumstances surrounding the crash to the controversial investigation that followed, there are many unanswered questions. Was Senna the victim of a cover-up, or was it just a tragic accident? This is the story of the conspiracy theories that still surround the death of one of F1's greatest legends. What do you believe happened to Ayrton Senna?
F1 cars used to be so fast they were banned for being too dangerous. And it was all thanks to a magical force called ground effect. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, F1 cars were designed to suck themselves to the ground, creating so much downforce that they could corner at incredible speeds. But this new technology was also incredibly dangerous. If the car lost its aerodynamic seal, it would suddenly lose all its grip with catastrophic consequences. This is the story of the rise and fall of ground effect and the engineers who pushed the boundaries of physics to create the fastest and most dangerous cars in F1 history.
An F1 team once built a car so dominant, it was banned after just one race. And it was all thanks to a giant fan. The Brabham BT46B, also known as the fan car, was one of the most innovative and controversial cars in F1 history. The car used a massive fan to suck air from underneath the car, creating an insane amount of downforce. It was so effective that it won its first and only race by a massive margin. But the other teams were furious, and the car was quickly banned. This is the story of the fan car and the genius engineer who outsmarted the rulebook. What's the most clever F1 innovation you've ever seen?